Uh-oh. Sorry. I started it in portrait and then it went. I guess I have to hold it this way, which is not as good for this thing that I have for holding. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And I'm a little nervous today about sharing what I'm going to share. All right, I guess I just need to be honest and upfront about that. All right. So there's just a couple things I want to talk about today. One is the topic of the newsletter that I wrote, downloaded, whatever, on Sunday, uh, June 7th. And then I scheduled it to be published today, which is Monday, June 8th. And then I did a little bit of work this morning, and I also uh, downloaded some love-based truth. I don't know if you're aware of what that is, but what I do is I identify fear-based beliefs in my own life experience, and then I ask for love-based truth, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit too. But mainly what happened, oh, I wish I had some place to put this thing down. Okay, just going to try this. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, I'm in my yard here with the creek behind me. I don't know if you can hear it. If it is, it's a nice little soothing sound. So, yeah, I've been wondering, what's been going on with the world, and been doing Ho'oponopono, trying to healing that within myself. And I went to write the newsletter yesterday, and what I was told is that there's only one, what I call false fear-based belief. And I didn't invent that term. Uh, it turns out that somebody actually, created it before me, and then I found it. So, great minds think alike, so type of thing. But what really is going on is that this information is downloaded and streamed to everybody all the time. And so it only seems to come from a single source, and not everyone is sharing it. So, anyway, I wrote this newsletter about there's only one fear-based belief, and that belief is that we are separate. And that's nothing new. We know that there's the illusion of separation, and that is at the root of everything that we're experiencing here. But then the love-based truth that I got finally, it said that there's one fear-based belief, we are separate. The love-based truth is I am one. Not we are one, but I am one. So I went ahead and I wrote it, and I thought, well, maybe I'll lose some subscribers. I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and publish it, and I did. And then I knew that scheduling it between noon Pacific, or I scheduled it for noon Pacific, which is 3 p.m. Eastern, and I knew the time was important. Anyway, I came across it today, and I opened it up and I read it. And one of the reasons I'm so uncomfortable right now is because it just, it went into me. It's really hard to describe the experience. And I mean, I was just vibrating, tingling all over. I had to have a cup of tea, biscotti, before sitting down. And even that didn't help too much. I mean, here I am trying to hold this camera, and it's shaking and everything. So there was something very powerful in that message. And so I guess I'll try to share a link to that message below this video when I'm done. And also, there was something that, like I said, I've been learning how to do Ho'oponopono, and what I've been doing with Ho'oponopono and this fear-based belief and love-based truth thing is that I breathe in the fear-based belief into my heart so that it goes through the gateway to God, and then God turns it right side up again, and then you breathe out the love-based truth. So what I've been doing is breathing in, we are separate, into my heart, and allowing Source, whatever, to turn that right side up again. And then breathing out, I am one to the mind. And I just invite you to try that. It's really hard to convey the experience of that here on a video. Um, but I'm just inviting you to try it too. I've been finding it very peaceful, and also just kind of a sense of wondering, I wonder what they're going to do with that. Which is basically, okay, the bottom line, all right, I think I'm finally getting to the point here. Sorry. Um, is that we are not the ones doing this, okay? All this stuff is happening, and we're talking about the Great Awakening and all of that. And this turning of the fear based belief, we are separate, to the love based truth of I am one, is not something that we can do. It has to be the I that is doing it. And that's what's happening, is that this fear based belief, we are separate, is being turned right side up again by the one, by the I am one. And so what's happening is that this substance that is this fear-based, we are separate substance that is creating this, world that we're experiencing is being turned right side up, and every individual's experience of that is going to be unique and different. And so all of these events are unfolding in response to that in unique ways. So, what that's done for me is that, okay, this is happening. I'm not in control of it. Um, I can have some, influence over, I can ask for guidance and my response to it. But I'm not the one who's making it happen, of course. None of us are. None of us is making this awakening happen. Um, and knowing what's actually going on, that the substance of all thought form is being turned right side up again. Uh, I'm not sure. Like I said, I mean, I was just shaking and vibrating after, when I really got it. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. So then when I did that this morning about, uh, what was I asking? Doo-doo-doo. Sorry, a little spacey right now. Um, well, what I was told this morning when I was doing my own mind with heart process, life navigation, was that we are, I am, whatever, we are living in the chrysalis um, stage of humanity right now. We're going through it. And I'm not I'm not the first one to figure this out. Others are talking about that. I knew a while back that I was talking about the spiritual life of butterflies and how, we were in the caterpillar stage and we'd be going into a chrysalis stage. Well, now we're in it. And so then I just wondered, okay, so we're in the chrysalis for a while, and of course, being human, I want to know how long is it going to last? And so I was told, well, look it up. So I looked it up, and the chrysalis stage lasts about 10 to 14 days for butterflies. And I was like, well, what does that mean? Um, what does that mean if we're talking about, what is it, a day? And in the Bible, you talk about creation and days. So, and it said that it would be 10 to 14 days, and it would be biblical in nature. So what I found was that, and I'll post this in a pinned comment below this, was that there are 14 areas of human life that are being transformed, and each of them is a day, and it's things like what was it? Things like energy, food, water, housing, transportation, communications, um, art, music. I wrote down dance. That was the image I saw in my mind, but later I was told actually it's sports. Dance and sports, I guess, are similar. Um, Spirituality, that type of thing. So, and when I was done, there were 14 categories. And like I said, I'll pin that underneath this video. Um, so those, as each of those categories is transformed to love-based truth, I am one, then when those 14 days are completed, then there will be an emergence from the chrysalis stage into the butterfly stage, which we'll see what that turns out to be. But what I found really, really interesting was that when I went back and looked at it, is that money and economics were not one of those days. So I went back and I asked. When I say I ask, I go to the heart and I ask for love-based truth. That's my way of accessing intuition, source, whatever. And I asked, what's about that? And it's because, and basically money wasn't there, because in the new economy will be measured in terms of the value of each of those categories, those days. Okay, it's not going to be all these numbers and things that we make up and have laid over everything. It will be the actual value of our food, our water, our education, our transportation, our spirituality, our art, music, sports, all of that. Okay, and that's how the economy will be seen and measured when all of this transition through the chrysalis and into the butterfly, this emergence into a new human society is completed. Whew. So, like I said, I'm still a little shaky from the whole experience. I wasn't even going to record this today, but I know that there's something about doing this live for one thing. That's why I don't like record it and upload it. I do it live because there's an energy that comes through that doesn't come through if it's like scripted and written and produced like I've done in the past. Um, so I'm not sure. I will link to the newsletter that I wrote, the little piece, and I'll put the 14 days below this, and hopefully that will mean something to you and be of some value to you. Um, there's something, there was one other thing I was supposed to say. What was it? What was it? Excuse me. Um, Something about the I am one. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I forget about this. Whenever, if I invite you to, if you want to, uh, when you experience any interactions with other people, if you can remember, kind of keep a mantra going. I am one. I am one. Not we are one. That's a mistake, or actually that's how we've been dealing with it as long as we have been in this, you know, caterpillar paradigm. Because yeah, we're all connected type of thing. That's the best we could do in that type of consciousness. But as we are moving into this new consciousness, which is a 5D consciousness we all have heard about, um, it's I am one. Okay, it's becoming I am one. So you, my experience of that is that if I'm thinking I am one with another person, then that dissolves the separation. That's the experience that I've had. So I think that's it. Sorry, this was so shaky, but this has been a really intense experience for me. I don't know how it'll be for other people as they read the newsletter and come across this as I share it, but I'm just offering it up here. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you being here, and I will be back, hopefully a little more settled next time. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you later.